Hey y'all, welcome back to the Florida Man Living channel. My name is Kyle. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, thank you very much for clicking on this video. If you missed the last video, we are currently taking this 110-gallon water tank and we are going to turn it into a backyard pond. Now in today's video, if you watched the last one, then you already know what we were going to do. If you have not gotten to watch the last video, I will explain it to you. We are actually getting ready to build a frame, a wooden frame to go around the pond just to make it look a little bit nicer so you don't just see this big black oval sitting here with all these dents and marks and stuff like that in it. Now, I do not have excellent craftsmanship. That is not my vocabulary or my set of skills, so I have enlisted the help of my girlfriend's father, Greg. My girlfriend is also behind the camera. She is the one filming these videos, so make sure you guys say hi and awesome job to her. This is Greg. He is going to be helping us today.
How you doing, everybody?
So our next step, so we just went ahead and just sort of made a rough estimate of how long each piece of wood needs to be, what our angles are going to be measuring out to be. Like I said, I don't have any good craftsmanship, so my vocabulary is going to be all over the place. But we went ahead and mapped everything out. We're going to take our measurements, and then the next place where you guys are going to see us is at Home Depot. We're going to show you exactly what type of wood we're going to get, and then we're going to document this whole process. So y'all stay tuned. So we've made it to Home Depot. We came over to the lumber section. We are here to get some pressure treated 2x4s. We're gonna end up getting 8 of these boards in total. We'll show you guys how we're gonna use those when we get back to the house. Quick side note, if you guys are ever wondering what pressure treated wood looks like when you're over here in the lumber section, look for a little bit of this blue dust on this wood. You'll see stuff like this. That'll be pressure treated. So we're gonna go ahead and get 8 of these boards. Thank you, Home Depot. We're gonna go ahead and get 8 of these boards, we're gonna load them up, and then we'll move down to the next section. We'll show you guys how we're gonna do the exterior of the frame and make it look super, super nice. So right now what we're looking at is we're taking a look at a couple of different stains. They have a whole bunch of different colors, options, brands. Basically just find the one that you want your exterior to look like and run with it. Right now I'm trying to find one that is gonna match the exterior of my house pretty well, so when we put it on there, doesn't stand out like sword foam, it kind of blends all together. So the color we decided on is going to be English chestnut. It's a very nice, very mutual brown coloration. With most of these other ones, you're going to get some like very light reds, or if you go with some of these lighter ones like up top here, it's going to keep a lot of this natural color of the wood, which I don't have anything against. And then if you want to go darker, they have like something like espresso, which is going to make the wood very, very dark. I liked the English chestnut because it provided just enough of that brown coloration I want. I kind of wanted to almost feel and look like an old whiskey barrel, you know, something like that. And I like those darker colors in the wood, so this is what we settled on. So right now what we're doing is we're grabbing a couple of these fence boards here. We're going to take these, and these are going to go on the exterior of the frame that we're going to build with these 2x4s. This is going to be the interior. This is what's going to kind of give some shape and some strength to the pond, make sure it doesn't bow, anything like that move. These fence boards are going to go on the outside. We're going to stack these up. I believe we said we're going to go 4 high on each side. So we're loading up 23, 24 of them right now. So we're going to get these loaded up, and then we'll see you guys back at the house.
Two hours later.
So what we're doing right now is we just went ahead and we are building the interior structure for the pond. So this is going to be one half that's going to sit on the bottom, and then we went ahead and cut our boards for another half at the top that we're going to connect. So we'll have 2 of these, so we're going ahead and we're getting the ground level one done, and then after that we'll do the one that's going to be right above it, and we'll have supports in all 4 corners. So. So now that we have the 4 support beams on all 4 corners, you can kind of start to get a feel for what it's going to look like. comes up and it's perfectly flush with the top of the tub. And I don't know if I've already established this yet or not already, but some of the fence boards we're going to take them and we're going to run them horizontally along this wood. So there's going to be a little bit of a lip, almost like a ledge going around this whole thing. So it'll have a nice finish to it. So we went ahead and did the 4 support beams in all 4 corners. Again, this is just 2x4. Now what we're going to do to just beef up the extra layer of strength and security, so to speak, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to put 2x4s right here in between these 2 panels on all 4 corners. And all we're doing is going in and we're measuring the length between these 2. We'll go ahead and we'll take the rest of the 2x4s that we have and we'll make our cuts accordingly. So we are almost there. The next thing that we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and take these boards. These are going to be the boards that are going to go on the exterior. This is what's going to give it its nice finish. Really quick, just thought I'd point this out for y'all. So originally what we had is we had the 2x4s in the corner, but we realized that if we were to take these pieces of wood, also these are fence boards, I'll get into these in a second, but if we were to take these pieces of wood and run them horizontally along the exterior of the pond, once you start getting into the middle here, there's no real anchor point to nail these boards into the other boards. So we went ahead and cut little squares of 2x4, measured them so that they would fit perfectly in this little section, this little gap. And we just tapped them on there. That way when you go ahead and you lay your boards, they'll sit nice and flush and it gives them an anchor point to be screwed into. The boards that we decide to go for or go with for the exterior of the pond is going to be these fence boards. You can tell because they kind of have this little hexagon shape. Sure, that sounds about right. I don't know. Whatever shape this is, all you mathematicians out there, y'all can correct me on this, but whatever this little shape is at the top, these are fence boards. These are perfect. However, we're not going to use this top half, so we're going to cut just below it. This is a piece that we have not cut yet, and this is a piece that we have already gone ahead and cut, so you can tell that the top here and the bottom are nice and flush. And if I were to stack this up, you could tell about how much we had to take off. So then this just becomes an extra piece of wood. Maybe you can use around your house or save it for a rainy day, but these are going to be the pieces that we use for the exterior. We're going to go ahead and put these guys on there, and then once we're done putting all that on, putting all these boards on, we're going to go ahead and sand it and stain it. So we'll see you guys when you're done. Enjoy the time lapse. Alright, so we've gone ahead and we've cut all of our wood for each side. Went ahead and measured one piece, and the good thing is once you measure the one piece, obviously, you can go ahead and you can just trace through the other ones. You don't have to go through with a tape measure or ruler or anything like that and measure it all over again. So we got these cut. Next step, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting some of the boards on here. We're going to start on that side first. We're going to start with the width length of the frame before we do the length. So we're going to go ahead and knock out the width first, these boards, just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. We're going to do a time lapse here in a minute, but they're going to sit on here just like this. We're going to stack them, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to the top. So next thing you guys will see is this whole pond getting these nice sideboards put on. So this is basically it. This is the wooden frame for the pond. So we went ahead and cut these 45s. We used what was left of the fence board, and we have how many full ones intact left? Two? Two full ones, and we started off technical difficulties. We started off with, we got 23 or 24, something like that. I think she said 23.
23.
Yeah. Started off with 23 of these full fence boards, and there's 2 left, just to give you guys kind of a rough idea in case you decide to do something like this. So we went ahead and we measured. We got our 45s for each angle, and or for each side, I'm sorry. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and tap them all in, and then really the next stage, this is it for the building. So really the next stage is just gonna be to sand it down really good, and we're gonna get the stain on it, and that'll be it. And tomorrow, you guys will see it in this video, but we're doing this on Saturday, so tomorrow on Sunday, we're gonna leave this here. We're gonna let the stain sit, make sure it's settled, it's not leaking out or doing anything crazy, and then on Sunday, I'll pick it back up, I'll take it back to the house, we'll get the pond inside of it, and you guys will get to see what it looks like when it's all said and done. It's got the pond inside, and it's in the backyard. So, we will, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
The next day.
Hey folks, it's Sunday, so we just got here. We were getting ready to sand the entire frame. We just went ahead and tacked down the finishing touch boards for the top here. I don't have a legit name for them, so that's what I'm calling them. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sand the top now while it's down here like this, and then we're gonna pick it up, we're gonna throw it on the workhorse, and then we'll go ahead and we'll sand all the sides, so you guys will see a time lapse of that here in a minute. And then once we're done with that, we'll move on to the last stage, which is staining. So y'all stay tuned and enjoy the time lapse. So it is now a couple hours later. I am covered head to toe in sawdust. This is what it looks like after going through 60, 80, and 120 grit sandpaper. We went ahead and we did 2 passovers with each level of grit. So we did 2 passes on 60, 2 on 80, and 2 on 120. And this is the color and the texture that you guys should be looking for afterwards. You guys saw what the wood originally looked like on the inside here. It was very, very yellow, had a little bit of that bluish tint, and then after going through all those layers of sandpaper, you get this very, very nice smooth finish where there's no changes in elevation between your cuts. And you also have this very, very nice lighter yellow on the border of almost being white coloration. And that is it for the sandpaper. So now we are on to the very final part of this build. It's been a long time coming, where we're going to stain this whole thing, and then we're going to leave it for a couple of days, and then we will transport it back to my house and we'll get it set up on the patio in the backyard. But this is essentially what the build's going to look like, so you guys enjoy the time lapse of us staining it, and we'll pick the camera back up and give you one last look. So this is it. This is the final product. We are now 100% done building this beautiful frame. So I know I told you guys that we were going to go ahead and do a counter shading idea, which is exactly what we did. So if you guys take a look at these panels down here, you can kind of tell they're sort of a medium wood color. They're not too light, not too dark, but there's something nice medium right in the middle. Almost reminds you of like an old whiskey barrel, which is exactly what I wanted. So you have this going around the entire casing here. And then up on top, we decided to go a little bit darker. So we went ahead, did one full pass on top of the rim, let it dry, wipe it down. And then we came back and did another one, let it sit, and we wiped it down again with a microfiber cloth. And it looks really, really good. It's even got a little bit of a red hue to it, depending on the lighting and the angles and stuff like that you look at it. But I could not be more happy with how the entire thing turned out. It's been a process, but you know, we didn't run into any errors. Everything magically worked out like we wanted it to, and I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you to Greg for helping me. Thank you to my girlfriend Amanda for filming.
Of course.
And yeah, in the next video, you guys will see. We're gonna have this back in the house. We're gonna wait a couple of days. We're gonna let the stain sort of soak into the wood a little bit more. Also, this is South Florida and it's been raining a lot the past few days, and so I'm not gonna take a risk trying to transport this while it's raining. So it's gonna stay here. It's gonna let the stain soak into the wood a little bit, and then in a couple of days, when it's hopefully sunnier, no rain, we're gonna take it back to the house. We'll get it set up. You guys will see that. And then in the next video, we'll get the tub back inside. We'll put our substrate in. We'll get our filtration hooked up, and we'll go ahead and put a few plants on the outside. And yeah, that'll be the next video that you guys have to look forward to. So thank you all so much for clicking on this video and watching. If you guys have any ideas for something that you guys would like to see me add, maybe in terms of plants or stuff on the inside of the tub for the next video, go ahead and let me know. And let me know what you guys think of the border, the frame, down below in the comments. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already, because this project is still going. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.